Cultivation theory. Cultivation theory was introduced in the 1960s by Hungarian-born American professor George Gerbner to examine the television's influence on viewers. This theory is about how television content positively or negatively impacts viewers. For example, TV violence can have a negative influence on people who consume a lot of media in today's world. Cultivation research is the study of media effects, in my opinion, one of the most controversial areas of media research. Controversial theorists posit that television viewing can have long-term effects that gradually affect the audience. Their primary focus falls on the effects of viewing in the attitudes of the viewer as opposed to the creative behavior. This theory suggests that prolonged watching of television can tend to induce a certain paradigm about violence in the world. Theorists break down the effects of cultivation into two distinct levels. First order is the general belief of our world, and the second order, which is specific attributes, such as a hatred or reverence for the law and order, pedophiles, and etc. Cultivation research has shown that heavy television viewing is linked to audiences' generalization and often skewed views of reality. This research investigates whether television viewing is related to adolescents' views on the consequences of drinking, and whether psychological trait reactance moderates this cultivation effect. Results from a survey of 445 American teenagers show that the cumulative exposure to television is linked to reduced beliefs about alcohol's negative consequences and greater intentions to drink. These effects were greater for adolescents' low trait reactance. This research adds to the general psychology research on trait reactance as monitor of media influences and makes a substantive contribution towards furthering our understanding of the media and public health concerns that surround risky adolescent behaviors. According to the theory, people who watch television frequently are more likely to be influenced by the messages from the world of television. The influences go to such an extent that their worldview and perception starts reflecting what they repeatedly see and hear on television. Television is, therefore, considered to contribute independently to the way people perceive social reality. The theory postulates that watching television frequently influences individuals to develop certain ideas of reality or beliefs and assumptions about life that mirror the most consistent or universal values that are showcased on television. Over a period of time, a fixed image of various groups of people is formed, and viewers start to absorb these ideas, which they then use as a map to navigate through life. This constant exposure to media content cultivates specific values, beliefs, attributes, and desires in people. These newly preconceived notions shape their perception of the world and how they ultimately influence and perceive others. The cultivation theory has been widely used in the study of violence in television. The theory has been used to explain how children who watch violent cartoons become violent themselves. Repeated exposure to violence on television reinforces existing beliefs that the world is dangerous and unsafe. Over the years, research in the field has diverged, and today, cultivation theory is applied to studies on health, religion, sex roles, political orientations, and etc. Cultivation theory remains a popular avenue of investigation for media psychologists and along media scholars pursuing research on how long-term media exposure influences people's worldviews.